for the sixth time talking about gang stalking and my experiences with it. I'm hoping to meet some other people that's also going through this gang stalking and the V2K. The thing that came with V2K is telepathy. So if anybody that's really going through this, they will know exactly what I'm talking about. I said to myself I was going to keep going live until I get some answers, so that's what I'm doing. Hopefully, whoever come through have some information. If not, you can listen up or watch my other videos. Right now I'm at 0 chatters, and that's okay because I'm gonna keep talking about it until something is done about it. I was able to look at different gang stalking videos, and some of them didn't sit well with me. You know, gang stalking is very serious. Stalking, let's just take the gang out of it. Stalking is very serious. And you know, even though I said a few things that may sound humorous, but I'm very serious about the gang stalking issue and what I'm going through. I'm gonna try to keep it as light as possible, but it's a serious situation. And anybody going through it, they know that for a fact. But you gotta keep some kind of humor in it so you won't become what they want you to become. And that's anxious, give you high anxiety, make you not trust people. I think that's the main focus. They want you so paranoid that you think everybody is a part of gang stalking, but everybody is not a part of it. And you know, I wouldn't suggest go out and film everybody because you may be wrong. It could be the stress that they're putting you under that makes you think people are gang stalking you, but everybody got their intuition, and you know when someone is not moving right. So with my gang stalking, it happened, you know, I'm gonna say about 2.5 years ago. It started with just theater and you know, skits on the street pretending like they're spaced out. And you know, one time it was a group of people, they was all white, and then the next, when I came back down the road, it was all black sitting in a circle pretending to be homeless. I think it's just a big part of trying to get funding. You know, they have an agenda, you know, so they're acting like it's so many homeless people out there when it's just actually people paid. I think they call them paid protesters. And then when they get wind of a YouTuber in town, they start stalking and following and just setting up different little skits so you can film it. And they, you know, some people can even sue you if you call them a gang stalker. So you got to be really careful on who you film. I don't do too many filming people unless it's outlandish, outrageous. I got a video where this girl is literally hopping out of her car acting like she's gonna swing on somebody. I didn't do anything but kept filming, and that's what I should suggest that everybody do if they get these really aggressive gang stalkers, you know, that's in your face. A lot of them, hey, how you doing? A lot of them are just kind of sitting on the sideline doing weird little antics. They'll have like guys that look like they're really homeless, and then they try to say that they're undercover police officers. They are not. They're people out just clowning, and they're trying to clown other YouTubers. They could be YouTubers, or they could be just paid by a YouTuber to annoy you that day. Hi, how you doing? I'm doing fine. So so that's something that happens with this gang stalking situation. You know, they will hire the homeless to come up and insult you. I mean, like, really, when I say insult, call your name, laugh at what you got, block you on the sidewalk. It'd be three or four of them acting like they're not gonna move. So my advice go right through 'em. You know, don't let them put fear into you. In the beginning, it's scary because you don't know what's happening. But after a while, you realize what's going on, and the fear will leave, and you just whip out your camera and record, especially if they're doing something outlandish. You know, everybody know how people move, and you know when they're moving weird, you know, it's it's distracting, and that's the point of it, to distract you, to bother you, get on your nerves, and you gotta fight that, fight those feelings of um, letting them agitate you, you know, because the only emotion they try to give you is fear, anger, and sadness. You know, they want to depress you. They want to make you angry. You know, they want you to just stop what you're doing, even if you're not on YouTube. But I think most people are on YouTubes, and it's other YouTubers that's doing it. You know, it's like a big business, and you know how you knock the competition out. Well, that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to put you in a state where you're not gonna want to videotape anymore. You don't want to, you know, express your opinion. You regret your videos, and even though you felt strongly about what you were saying, but they want you to quit. They want you to give up. And you don't have to quit. You don't have to give up. You can stick it through, and go through this mental anguish that they're causing. But once you go through their mobbing, their street theater, their insults, then it's just gonna make you stronger. Like right now, I'm going through V2K. They done threw everything at me, so much so until I had to go to a doctor to find out whether or not I'm tripping. I'm like, am I actually tripping? No, I am not tripping. It's people actively out there trying to upset you, trying to cause you to have a bad day, especially when you're on YouTube. Like I was saying, you got these big company, like a big company that buys off all the small companies, and so it's just um, one big company that everybody have to go through. It's the same thing on this the YouTubing thing. You got these 100,000 followers and million followers. You got their buddies coming around small channels trying to unnerve you, to make you stop doing what you may enjoy doing, and talking about your life, talking about your surrounding, your home. They'll try to act like, you know, you ain't worth watching, you know, which is a lie. You know, everybody has their own little quirks in their personalities that people will find interesting. So I'm just saying, don't give up on that, you know, because you got people out here trying to tell you you're not worth watching. And with the B2K thing, that is the ultimate attack. So they done tried everything with me. They tried to put people in my life. They insulted me in person. I had a guy standing around pointing at my shoes like he ain't like my shoes. Well, I ain't like nothing about him. So, there was that. And I ignored it because my shoes was comfortable. But they will have people that try to attack your looks, what you got on, what you're driving, anything they can to knock you off the platform. And as far as slander, um, they're not above it. They will slander you. They will slander you with their other, to their subscribers. They would, like you could be strolling down and they would say all these little words or something that make you want to stop and look at their channel. But the thing is, they're part of the stocking. You could, because I really believe like they're hacking to hack my phone. I believe they hacked my phone. And it's a lot of hackers out here, especially if you get on a public platform. They'll hack your phone, find out all your messages, what you're into, what you're talking about, having people follow you around just to see what you're up to. And they have these little cues when you're just strolling to, catch your attention. Just like advertisements, some will grab your attention. You're like, shut up, watch this. No, you shouldn't. Especially if it's like something that kind of grabs you and you're like, oh, what is they talking about? Well, they're trying to talk about you on the sly, and it's other YouTubers, you know. They're talking about you on the sly. Like, am I tripping? I was just talking about this. They don't care, they just want you to engage them. I had people signing me up for their channel that I know damn well I didn't sign up. I did not subscribe to it, but they wanted me to go on their channel and engage the content creator, and those are the ones that's doing gossip and, they're not above getting in your business. They talk to you, try to befriend you, and all along they're just trying to gather information about you, so then they can throw it back in your face and put it on live and say something like, oh, she was on my live or whatnot, so I have the right to tell everybody what she told me. They swap phone numbers and act like they're good friends, but the whole point of it is to get more content. And yeah, I'm doing fine. Hi, how you doing? And I guess this Kristen wrote 0, so there you go right there. That's what I'm talking about. Some people like to troll. Some people like to troll and they just come through and do it. Some people are professional game stalkers. They getting paid to do it. Their channel grows, the more dirt they have. They can put you, more dirt they have on you, then they can put it out there. They can say you communicated with them. So they got the right to talk about you on their channel. And they want you to go on their channel. Yeah, but people have subscribed me to their channel. I don't know how they do it other than hack my phone. There's a couple of people I wouldn't subscribe to save my life. But all of a sudden I'm subscribed to them. And I have to go through my phone and check it just to make sure nobody has subscribed me to their channel. I'm like, No wonder they got so many subscribers because they're subscribing you regardless if you want to be subscribed to them or not. Now I want to say this. Now I'm talking about game stalking, right? And it's not going to be the only thing I'm talking about. I'm talking about it because it's fresh in my head, and I want to get it out, and I want to know who else is going through the game stalking process. I think a lot of time these groups people are criminals, trying to see what you got, see if you got some money, see if they can steal because they will break into your house. They will break into your home. If you ain't got nothing, they can steal. They'll tear up your shit, put holes in your clothes, and try to do a bunch of um, just acting like they're like these magical creatures that can move in and out of your place without getting caught. And so I'm thinking they're professional crooks. You got people out here that can pick a lock like they pick their nose, you know, and they employ those type of people, lock pickers, thieves, prostitutes. They call them. I forgot what they call them, but people that will try to date you just to get in your business, and they're sleeping with other people, but they're dating you and they're pretending like they're so into you, that love bombing. What they call honey pots. They do have the honey pots. And the men, you could be dating a man who's supposedly a honeypot, but he like other men's, but they will come to you as if they're straight and single. So they have people like that out there. So you got to be very aware of it, especially when you're on social media. I realize, like, with a lot of celebrities, even though I'm not a celebrity, but I'm on this platform and I'm meeting, not meeting, but I guess um, I'm putting myself out there. So, like celebrities, they can be dating people and come to find the guy was just a user that just stayed long enough to get the money. Well, that's what these honeypots are about. They stay there long enough to just get information out of you. And 9 times out of 10, they're either dating someone else, sleeping with the person that sent them, and it's just to get info out of you, to see what you got. What in the EBT is going on? Well, I'll tell you what's going on. I'm talking about gang stalking. I'm talking about honeypots. I'm talking about people out actively out here trying to set other YouTubers up. Hello. That's what's going on. And if you don't know about it, then you're in the dark. And you're probably one of them, because if you don't care, you don't have to be here. But if you don't know what's going on, you're behind time. You need to wake up and smell the coffee because it's gang stalking going on out here, and it's people that comes in chat that tries to be funny, just to discredit someone about what they're going through, and it's usually people like this guy here, Dylan. They try to be funny or whatever and try to discredit what you're talking about. Well, no, this is my apartment. I'm not going to be here very long. I'm moving, so it's not a jail cell, so I can come and go as I please. Anything else you got to say, Dylan, who don't care? Who cares? Oh, who cares? Okay, well, I'm sorry I ain't got a whole bunch of stuff you can look at. You know, if you're looking for some rich YouTubers that you can look and stare at their stuff and count their money, you on the wrong chat. I like it that my apartment is empty because I don't have people eyeballing my shit. You know, because a lot of people on these internets, they're coming on the internet just to see what other people got. And then they find out where they're located and they rob them. They do it to celebrities, they follow them around, and they rob them. Ain't got shit in here you can get. My day is going just fine, thank you very much. Even though I want everybody to know that V2K is going on with me, and anybody that's familiar with it, then you know what I'm talking about. That is the last, probably one of the last tactics they have when nothing else works. They do like almost like a telepathy type thing where you can think stuff. I know it's hard to believe. I couldn't believe it when it was going on, but it's happening. It's happening, and I'm letting everybody know about it. Because the world should know about criminals that's running around on the internet trying to see what the next person got, following them around, stalking them. Mostly, I think it's for financial gain, you know, and to boost their gang stalking status. You know, they run and tell the cops everything you see, everything you do, you know, and then if they ain't telling the cops, when I say cops, probably crooked cops, corrupt cops. Yes, they do exist. I'm not saying all cops, but yes, there are crooked cops that don't mind stepping in on your constitutional rights, invading your privacy, and giving these stalker people, you know, I think they're rats that's on the street that get paid to rat out everything they see. But now they're on YouTube Live, ratting out whatever they see. As you can see, I ain't got nothing. Nothing in here. I'm moving. I'm taking my shit and I'm bouncing. Hi. Hello, how are you doing? But I don't plan to talk about gang stalking all the time, but when it's on my mind, I'm gonna talk about it. I'm gonna tell everybody about what I think about what's going on. V2K is when you hear voices. It can be um, two voices, it can be three voices, and they tag team you. You know, they love to accuse and they act like they can read your mind or something. I don't know what they're doing, how they're doing it. It could be just my thoughts bouncing back. Could be some type of frequency, but they stay around you 24/7, and it's usually to set you up. You know, they set a lot of celebrity up. A lot of people get jealous of celebrities' money, and they rather see them in jail than spend that money. Especially, you know, it's a lot of celebrities that I've seen, you know, going through all kinds of trials and tribulations simply because they was trying to protect themselves. And they always in a group because they want to have somebody that can help them with the lie that they're gonna tell on you. You know, and they need like an alibi witness. So if anything go down, they'll have a buddy around to say it was your fault. That's why they always in groups, gang stalking. So the group can lie on you. They lie together. You know what I'm saying? But this is my second live. The other ones, they will be up probably in maybe the next 24 hours and stuff. But once I start, like when I when I'm GameStop, which is 24/7, I'm getting B2K, voice to skull technology. That means I hear about three people talking. It was two, they added another one. And I call them Saggy Naggy, Berry Wipe, Screwworm, or Mealworm. I thought of names for them because it's like I hear them every day. I wake up in the morning to a lot of derogatory um, um, statements. I mean, day in and day out. These people do not shut up. That's why I say it gotta be AI technology that they're using. And if you look back in the day, this was happening. Now it's in full force. It's in full force, and what is that? And I'm enduring it. Oh, Cool Patrick. Who you gonna kill, Cool Patrick? See, there you go, right there. You know, he's probably one of the game stalkers that's been following me around, pretending to be just a regular person when he's just an old rat that's following everybody around, trying to get in their business, doing the B2K on them. You know, because he came straight out the box talking about kill. And, you know, I don't know if I can say that, but if you move those letters around, you know what he's saying. But if you see that right there, you know he's um he's definitely one of them. So you'll know just by him showing up, that's proof of what I'm saying because this is my probably fifth live, and this is what I get the most egregious type statement. Didn't even call me the N word. He went straight to the kill type words because I do have videos of me just progressing into just this angry person. I was pretty happy doing videos, but then you got people like him that run around trying to get in your business, paying people to get in your business. And they use threats like this because several times they told me, talking about they gonna kill me, come outside, and all this old crap like that. And they go another one, that's a fool. He right along with it. But yeah, come on through. Say what you gotta say because I've been hearing it for 2 years. Nothing you could say could phase me at this point. I'm waiting. Go ahead. Fill the live up with your threats. Like I said, this is my maybe fifth live, and this is what I get. I get death threats. See, this is what he did. He spelled KKIKKLL. So that says kill. And then this other clown, he comes in and said, sounds good. Now, who can get away with that? That's the question. Who can get away with actively putting, threats out like that? You gotta think, who does that? Who can get away with that? Come up with your own conclusion. But yeah, probably some crooked cop or something. Corrupt cop. And or it could be just a clown. just a clown on YouTube don't like what I'm saying, don't want me to talk about B2K. Because it's real. Yes, your secret is out. And the secret is you don't use secret. Well, yeah, I'm sitting up here trying to tell y'all what's going on. And then it's always these clowns with all these stupid ass names and stuff. Don't make no shit, no damn sense. Want you to use your wits to figure out their dumb shit. It's esoteric. Esoteric. I'm not gonna even waste my time trying to figure out what they're trying to say. You here. I rather you use clear English instead of doing your KILL. You need to go ahead and write it out. You're not smart. Everybody get it. But yeah. The B2K is people talking, and it's AI generated, so it gotta be some kind of computer. They talking about these satellites and all this kind of shit. It could be just a disc, what they call it, satellite disc on a building. It could be just that, just a satellite dish on a building. And you know what? I encourage you to say what you want to say. Don't let these people intimidate you. Don't let them intimidate you. They're clowns. Well, I ain't gonna say that, but they're clowns. They're clowns. And don't be intimidated. Speak your piece. You know what I'm saying? If you got something to say about game stocking and what you're going through, say it. Don't hold it in. Because that's what they want you to do. They want you to live in fear. They want you to be scared that you're going to get killed. Or you're going to get hurt. Or they're going to do this, that, and the other. Well, they got to be up on you to do that and always protect yourself. That's one good thing about this country. That's one of the good things about this country. You have the right to protect yourself against any threat. And they try to get into your business, see if you got any pews, so then they can move differently. But yeah, I never really thought too much about protection and stuff like that. I always felt safe in this country, but then once you get on social media, you need some kind of protection. That's for sure, because these people come at you, and they usually come like the Bible say, rob, steal, and kill, and that's what they doing. They're thieves. Well, I'm sitting here. I got my thread of the day, which I knew they was coming. I'm not surprised. I hope they put some more up there. But don't be scared of these clowns. Stay in your ground. I'm from that state. Stay in your grounds. So I'm just sitting here looking, seeing if anybody else got something to say. 4 likes, thank you very much. Apparently somebody did what I was saying. I'm sorry that hopefully you got a voice in talking about it. Also, don't not talk about it. If you're in V2K, yes, people gonna be like, oh, you crazy. Oh, well, I'm gonna just have to be crazy, but I'm gonna tell you what's going on. I'm gonna tell you the truth, because it's a technology out here that is doing like telepathic type junk, mind reading. Maybe a scam, maybe some kind of way they're doing it. I don't know, but that's what they want it to seem like they're reading your mind and they start with following you in street theater. You know, it's about money. It's always about money. They have people out there acting like they homeless, sleeping all over the place, acting like they nodding off um, every um, every time you pass by somebody is falling out, nodding out. That's just a way to get extra funding, you know, for their cause. Oh, I feed the homeless. And while you're out doing your YouTube videos, they put four, five, six well fed homeless people in front of you, fake homeless people. You know, I can tell how you want to know a homeless person. They used to be homeless and they smell just like they've been on the street. These people, they don't smell like nothing, look like they had a good shower and a good sleep. Last night, they just got their hair nappy and found the old blanket to throw over them. So now they pretending like they're homeless. Yeah, and that's just a way to get funding, you know, to pretend like the streets is littered with homeless. And I mean, don't get me wrong, there is homeless people out there, but some of these people out here faking, especially the gang stalkers, they're faking all that, trying to get you to talk about what they want you to talk about. Like, look at the homeless people. Oh my goodness. It's cold out here, but they're gonna be only out there for less than 10 minutes, enough for you to walk by them. And then they up and gone in they Prius. You know, I've been in situations where I had to try to figure out where I'm gonna sleep, so I'm familiar to who's homeless, and I know the look of homelessness, and I know when somebody faking homelessness. You know, people don't just all bundle up together like they having a powwow. You know, like we're gonna share each other warmth. That's bullshit. Homeless people like to be incognito. They're not all piled up together, acting like they having a little homeless meeting. Most homeless people want to be alone. They don't want to be messed with. They try to be invisible. They don't sit in front of stores loaded down with a blanket. And if they are sitting in front of the store, everybody know they're gonna be ran off. You know, and they be pretty scruffy looking. You know. Yeah, I seen a couple of people. I seen a few people down here doing their little skits, and they wanted me to film it. You know, if they didn't want me to film it, they wanted it to be a mind screw. They wanted me to think something going on with my head. Cause first it was all black people, about four black people, sitting there with a blanket on them, and then when I came back, it was four white people in the same spot with the same blankets on. So they're trying to do a mind fuck. And then somebody said, "What the EBT?" Let me tell you something. As far as EBT go, people gotta eat. So making fun of that is not. You know, who cares? Everybody know you got your snitch money. Okay, so everybody can't be a snitch. They can't be running around telling everything they see, lying on people, slandering, riding around on scooters with your gift card in your pocket. You know, I'm sure. Oh, but see, they feel like what they'll do, like they'll get in the store, they'll loud talk about their car and their house being paid for. Yeah, for throwing your fellow man under the fucking rug. Throwing no, throwing your fellow man under the bus, but nobody wanna fuck with you. You chose you chose things and stuff before friends. You chose material possessions. Nobody wanna be fucked up with you. You may have a house and a car, but nobody really wanna be fucked up with you. But like right now, I can hear like some big, it sounds like a black man, some big black man. They probably sound like a fat black man. I can hear him yelling out all kinds of derogatory things. I'm not on here to spread his lies, so he can forget that. He gonna have to spread them his damn self. He's gonna have to spread his own lies. That's another thing. Don't go on here talking about what they're calling you because that means you're spreading their slander, their lies. But yeah, I don't think you're gonna be able to hear it. They claim I'm the only one can hear it because there's some kind of frequency they got it on. I mean, if it's a lie, they told it. I'm just telling you what they told me. And so this guy, he sound like he's echoing, like an echo, and he's yelling. You know that big mouth black man doing all the loud talking. That's who he sound like. The outraged Negro. That's who he sound like. Cause they got three different voices. They got another voice sound like a female. I call her saggy natty. I tell her she got big musty titties. And first she'll use like a childlike voice, try to get you to think, oh, she's harmless, but she's really like a nasty bitch. And then there's this feminine voice, a male feminine voice, gay voice. He's he sound like he just going along with it. That's why I call him screwworm. He just wants something out of it. He's a victim. The man told me this is the kind of shit they tell me. Talking about when he was 9 years old, he was molested by his an adult. That's what he said. And so I'm just listening to it, but then he also said, he does drugs and he ain't shit and give him some money and he'll have intimate relationship. I'm telling you, they said everything you can think of. And yes, they will actually try to digitally rape you. They talk about wanting to see your private parts. And then, once you're on their bad side, they talk about, I done seen everything you got and how they don't like it. And then in the next voice, they'll talk about give them some of it. So it's just playing games. It's like good cop, bad cop, yin and yang, bad and good, evil and not evil. That's all I could tell you. That is what I'm hearing. And this live is for the people that is aware of it. Now the ones that sitting up here talking about kill, sounds good and all that, they're a part of it. Because why would you get on somebody live you ain't never been on before and try to spell out that word? Um, because they always want to be outraged. They always want to be offended. They don't want anybody to stop their hustle. And gang stocking is money in it. And they are all over the internet, all over the internet. There's not one live that don't have one of them. And it's not just your average troll. These people are paid to do this. You know, to threaten you, to talk about, if they know anything about you, you know doggone well you ain't never discussed anything of the sort with anybody, then they're in your head. All these big celebrities and stuff, they be so paranoid. If they can do that to me, could you imagine what they doing to the ones with some money? And no wonder they act so weird and gotta be so cautious because of these critters. These creatures are everywhere looking for something to steal, kill, and destroy. And that's how they get their money. That's how they make their money. And they love to, like the ones that's around me, they love to talk about what organization they in. I can't say the organization because, you know, they lie. You know, and if I say that organization, then it's just a lie. Cause then, you know, I could get it, you know, some bad vibes my way. But I think for the most part, they're criminals. It's a gang of criminals that's on the internet and just they just search the internet looking for somebody to mess over, to get something out of, to blackmail, to extort, to brainwash. Because the things that they say to me, they repeat it at least 1,000 times a day. 1,000 times a day. I hear it 1,000 times a day. And I've been hearing it for a while now. It got more intense. About a month or so ago, they started adding words. I was in like a situation where I felt that maybe exaggerated the communication because it was like they was at first it was just a few words here and there. Now they're doing long drawn out sentences. They're adding words to it. All of it is insults. Everything they say is an insult. When they can't get their way, all they do is berate you. They berate you. But I'm telling you, these people, they done, when they thought I was down for the okie doke, which I was just playing, I would just try. Because when you hear something like that, first you're going to be shocked. You're going to be like, oh my gosh, am I really hearing this? And I just started toying with it. I was like, okay, I'm going to see how much information I can get out of it. Then they started talking about criminal stuff, talking about they always talk about kids, which really creep me out. They talk about high school kids and what they'll do to them, and they talk about you know porn, and it's always of a younger age. They talk about like I call them a waterhead, and then like, oh, my sister is a waterhead, bitch, don't you call, you know, acting like everything you say is going to offend them, like they, like, yeah, just like you're offending them, like, oh, my people is, they're always offended. Everything you say, they're gonna be offended by. You know, it's just like a fake protester. You know, everything, you ain't nothing you gonna ever do that they gonna agree with because they're getting paid to not agree with it. Thank you for coming, everybody who came through. It's always cool. Ooh, that's that juicy juice. But yeah, they're gonna be offended on everything you say. it's like this. You cannot be friends with them. You cannot rational. You can't be rational with them. You can't try to get them to understand. Once you start hearing V2K, it's a wrap. Don't try to relate to them. Don't try to convince them. Don't do nothing. When they start at berating, berate their ass back. And when they start at telepathy and mind reading and brainwashing, just know that they don't have a body. They're not even a body. They're not gonna say it to your face. You know, they might run and tell somebody and try to slander you, but they ain't gonna say it to your face. And if they do say it to your face, be ready for it. Be ready for it. Once you get to the stage where I am, where they're doing V2K and telepathy, yes, telepathy. Now, it could be just a trick, you know, just like they got that hocus pocus and magicians make you think they're a big Empire State building in front of you. It could just be that. So don't be fooled. Don't believe the hype. You know, if you talking to the right people and you finding out, well, okay, is this true? You know, whatever they saying, you go to that person or you go to that um, um, organization, like, is this true? And they telling you no, then it's hype, it's bullshit. They're conning you. And they probably don't like the fact that I'm spilling the beans. I think they thought I was gonna just sit here and cry in my pillow, and that I would never go live talking about something like, oh, I'm going live. Is every time I think about going live, I'm going live. So, I ain't got nobody in here so far. And then the one she said zero, like she got the power to stop my message from getting out. But this message is gonna get out regardless of how many times they try to play with the numbers. Like I could be looking at my videos and the numbers just keep changing and changes, and they want you to think they got control of who see your videos, and if your information is getting out there. But is my live gonna be all about, oh, okay, I got a message that's on my phone. But they want you to think that they're in control, you know. And the thing is, you gotta take control. You gotta take your control back. You gotta take it back. They say your power, take it back. Don't let them have the, you know, the mind is a very fickle thing, and they know that. They study psychology, and I didn't study it, but I know my mind will play devil's advocate. It will play the real stuff, and it will also throw me under the bus. You know, your mind is a fickle thing, and they'll have you so confused. Like, oh, mind, what the hell is you talking about? Why are you, your mind over there agreeing with them? And you're like, oh no, my mind is sold me out, you know. So you gotta understand the mind is a fickle thing, and what it does, it takes all that information and it analyzes it and it tosses it up and down. It look at it from all different sides, and it figure out if the information that's what's being said to you, is it true, and then it will try to see whether or not, if it's not true, if it is true, and it'll even mix it truth up with some of their bull crap, because like I said, they will do a mind brainwashing. That's what it is. If you hear V2K, the reason for that is to brainwash They're trying to brainwash you into believing what they're saying because they done studied the mind, dark psychology, and they know that the brain will play games with you, you know. And by them doing hyper persuasion, saying things over and over again, your brain will start thinking, start trying to analyze it, trying to correct it, trying to figure it out, making false memories and all that. And I discovered all of this because of this B2K. Because my mind, I know my brain, and I know doggone well that it plays games on me. And I was like, to have these people V2K me and doing hyper persuasion, repeating things, at least 1,000 times a day, that they was trying to brainwash me. Yep, my brain figured that out. First, I was like, "What the hell? Oh my gosh, could it be true?" And then my other, the part of my other part of my brain was like, "You're being brainwashed." Yes, that's why they keep repeating it. They're brainwashing you. They want you to believe it. I'm like, either they're trying to convince themselves or they trying to convince me. So the way I said it was trying to convince me, which is brainwashing. It's crimes against humanity. You know what I used to call them? I call them war criminals. They don't like that. I mean, I don't know if they military or not. Some people say they wolves. I have no clue. But they don't like. I call them a whole bunch of names. Every name I can think of. I mean, I call them so many names. I had to think of other names, and you got to try to find some kind of humor in it because if you don't, you're gonna be like this, just being beat down. Ain't nothing amusing no more. You ain't gonna the jokes let fall flat, life fall flat. Everybody gonna look like they in on it. That's why you gotta find some kind of humor in this so you can laugh. Even though it's not a funny situation, but you need to laugh and laugh at them. Laugh at them. Laugh at them. If they can't touch you, laugh at them. If they can figure out a way to beat them to the punch, just laugh at them and get you a good freaking laugh. Think of something funny. Don't try to rational. Don't be rational with them. You can't be rational to something that's programmed to pretty much destroy you. They're programmed to destroy you and me. Yes. And so they ain't gonna laugh with you. Laugh to yourself, laugh at them. Oh, you so damn crazy, you talking to yourself. Well, sometimes you gotta get it out. Because if you keep all that mess in your head, you're gonna have all kinds of migraines. You're gonna start getting mental issues. And they be like, oh, they see you talking to yourself. Well, I'm not talking to myself, I'm talking to you. They know exactly who I'm talking to. And maybe the outside world don't know who I'm talking to, but they know who I'm talking to. And it will mess up your relationship because there was a time I was thinking that somebody I was dating, I'm like, is this nigga in on it? Excuse my language. I'm like, is he in on it? But the thing was, he didn't know what was going on. I was just agitated. But I thought the way he was acting made me think that I'm like, is you trying to mess with my psyche? But no, what he was doing is being himself. It was just I was under some added stress that I didn't realize that I was under. So I assumed that he was a part of it because he was stressing me. But when I think about it, he always been stressful. Now, the thing about all of this is, now, this clown wrote K, ILL, kill, right? Okay, the thing about that, they came here, came where I was, did all this, so I would know that I'm being gain stock, so that I would know that I'm suffering from V2K. They wanted me to know. They wanted me to know all of this. And then now they mad because I'm telling it. What they thought I was going to do, not tell it? I'm going to tell it until I'm blue in the face. Until I'm blue in the face. I'm not holding these secrets. Oh, it's a secret. And not to me, it ain't. Everybody should know about it. Everybody should know about it. Because they're doing it to the public. It ain't just me. They're doing it to other people. Probably thousands of people. Using you as a damn guinea pig on their new Tinker toy. So they came here and tried to brainwash me, convince me, extort me, prostitute me out, and thought I wasn't gonna say shit. They thought I wasn't gonna say shit. They thought what they think they have on me, that I would just fold. Oh, you right. You don't read my mind. Fuck that shit. My mind is a fickle motherfucker. Very fickle. I mean, shoot, sometimes I gotta assess what I said or what I think. But then they go by your one little weird thought in you. Oh, I got you. No, my mind does. My mind does a lot of backflips that don't make sense, and I have to straighten it out. I don't know about yours, but mine say all kinds of weird shit all day, every day. And for them to be acting like I'm reading your mind, we're having telepathic communication. Well, if you're reading my mind, you also know that the mind is a fickle thing. You don't know what caused that thought. You don't know the content of that thought. What goes with that thought? We got all these neurons going off, and you don't know what goes with that thought, but they want you to believe that they do, that you're some kind of deviant. But anyway, I appreciate everybody coming through. I'm glad y'all got to see that KIELL. So that should give you an idea that what I'm saying is true. Because this is only my fifth or sixth live, but I already got that. So you know that if I'm talking, somebody is listening and they don't like it, they're talking about KILL. So, I'm not making this up. This is real. This is real life. And these are real psychopaths that's out here that's trying to stop everybody's voice because they got something in on this gang stock and manipulating. And then, like I said, they're criminals. So, me saying that they come to your house, they come watch your live so they can look at your shit, so they can set you up. Just like a lot of these rich people be having all these games and stuff. Whoever the next caller, this, that, and the other, guess what? They gonna win because they done hacked this shit. They gonna be there because they done hacked his brain. They already know where he gonna hide it at. So it's a lose-lose situation. They're in it for the money, honey. That's the root of all evil. People talking about, love or money? Child, please. Who don't like having some money. And these people definitely like it, and they like to get it the easy way. That's why when you look at people having all these contests and stuff, oh, you're gonna win $1,000. Guess what? They already tuned into that $1,000. They gonna win that $1,000, and they hoping this sucker put out another $1,000 they can get because they already got it set up. If you got money where you could hand out $1,000, they on your ass. Alright, this is Yesme TV. I am Stranger Babe. Thank you very much for listening. I'm not gonna only talk about gang stalking, but right now that's what's in my brain. Gang stalking and telling y'all everything about it. But I would maybe when I go back to Florida it'd be a little lighter, but right now I have to go hard and I gotta go hard. I gotta tell you the truth. All these little clowns out here playing games with me, and anybody else that they playing games with. I ain't got nothing for them. They ain't got nothing for. They can't get nothing out of me. So they rather see me in the nut house locked up or homeless or some shit. Now, if I was rich, all they'll want to do is penetrate my life so they can get my shit. All right, thanks for listening. This is Yes Me TV. I am Stranger Babe by Stranger.